Why do you not have the strategy of champions? Because you're not talking to them, engaging with them.
Access to capital is about more than money. It's about access to possibility.
Fundraising is friend raising. Investors back people. People, not just ideas.
There is going to be something in your life that takes you away from the business. How do you get over those mountains?
Your words and your tone and your nonverbal. If all three don't agree, then there's a disconnect in the message between you and me.
It's one thing to build your business from scratch. It's a whole nother thing to go and buy it. Because I was like, how do you make multiple companies work?
You will win if you don't quit. Write that down.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining this amazing masterclass tonight. We have some amazing people joining us tonight to help us with this conversation. Linda Clemons is here with us. She's one of the nation's foremost experts on body language, nonverbal communication, because when you're in a room with decision makers, your presence speaks before your pitch does. So she's going to come and talk to us tonight. Linda, how are you doing?
I am wonderful. Michael, thank you so much for that introduction. You make me want to send you a check, my brother. So thank you so much. I've got to tell you all, it is so important that here is the opportunity and your season to be a part of this wonderful conference. Let me tell you why. You're going to get the pieces of the puzzle that have been missing for you. So in my area of expertise as one of the top sales and body language experts, I am talking about the language that you are speaking before you even say a word. How many times, and some of you may have friends or relatives or been in a situation where someone owed you money and they made a commitment to pay you back that money on a Tuesday. And they walked in the door on that Tuesday, but there was something about the way they walked in that you said to yourself, they ain't got my money, April. I know they not got my money. Something's going to come up, Michael. Something's going to come up, Bishop. They don't have my money. They didn't say a word. It was the posture and the way they project. Now, why is this important to you? You're probably thinking, I've never heard of anything like this before. You might have seen it on TV. The reason why it's important because your nonverbal communication is your first language. It's primitive before you were able to speak a word. One of my favorite quotes is by Emerson, and I'm going to clementize it a little bit. It goes like this: I cannot hear what you're saying because who you are being is getting in the way. So when I'm looking at those micro expressions and micro movements, it's so critical. So what you're going to learn at the conference, what you're going to learn, it is not just what you say, it's what you do that may get in the way. You're going to learn those nonverbal cues that will help you make those $1,000,000 moves.
That was absolutely incredible. So many nuggets from Linda Clemons. And again, she has her own session at Good Soul Forum, teaching about those nonverbal clues and how to show up with the right posture as you're talking about your business. We have someone here from the banking industry that is just absolutely incredible. She is a powerhouse in the banking sector, and she does it with a heart for community. Ladies and gentlemen, can you help me welcome Jada Grandy-Mock? She comes to share a little bit about what she's doing and who she is. Thank you so much for being here with us, Jada.
Well, hey, everybody. I have a couple of things for you this evening, and I'm going to get out of your way. First, I want to just help you to all understand what's the current state of access to capital. There's a lot of things going on right now in the world. And one thing that I will say is that non-traditional times call for non-traditional ways. And access to capital is one of those things that I want to share with you about this evening. So while capital remains unevenly distributed to underrepresented entrepreneurs, we're finding that alternative funding is growing. Crowdfunding, community development, financial institutions are stepping up, revenue-based financing is happening, and angel networks are emerging as viable options, especially for early stage businesses. So there is still hope for you. You must demonstrate traction and proof of concept. Revenue, your customer validation, and your user growth can all outweigh a flashy pitch beyond the pitch deck. And lastly, I'm going to share a little bit about what you can do as an entrepreneur now to build confidence and credibility. Start with a strong personal brand. This is one of my favorites. Credibility begins how you show up, online or in person, or even more importantly, are you actually showing up? Get in the room. You belong to be in the room where decisions are made, where funders are there, where things are happening. You deserve to be in the room.
Thank you so much for leaning in and giving us a few minutes of your time to give us all of these golden nuggets you just dropped on this masterclass. They were absolutely golden. They were precious. Thank you so much. And we will see you at Good Soul Forum. Let me tell you, Elizabeth Gore is the co-CEO of Hello Alice. Their platform is transforming how small businesses access resources, funding, and growth for their business. And let me tell you something, she is also a dynamo, and she is going to be with us at Good Soul Forum. Elizabeth.
It's so good to be with y'all. And I just wanted to spend a minute. And at Hello Alice, we have 1.5 million small business owners, and our number one job is access to capital, equitable access to capital, which has been brought up today. And, you know, the three trends that I see when folks are asking for capital, whether they're grants, loans, credit, venture, things that came to my mind are money, mind, and mountains. So you heard earlier how important to know your P&L, to know your costs, everything about the money in your business. And then I loved listening to body language, and that's a lot to do with your mind. Folks are investing in you as a founder, and I mean for a really long time in your business. Believe it or not, as you grow your business, you're going to have heck of serious mountains that you're going to have to climb over. And I've been climbing over several the last couple of years that were pretty unexpected. And I like the whole transparency of knowing what will happen to you as a successful small business or large business owner, successful. And that means, you know, you're going to have to fire somebody someday. You're probably going to get sued. There is going to be something in your life that takes you away from the business, like elder care or yourself being sick or maybe a child. There are things that are going to happen. And ironically, that mountain question, remember, money, mind, mountain, is one that investors tend to ask, or bankers. How are you going to climb over mountains? What are you going to happen when the economy dips? You'll get these negative questions. And I used to really push back and be like, what do you want to, don't you want to know about my growth and my excitement and my passion? But there are definitely these things are going to happen. So I'm going to be spending time at the forum just talking through how do you get over those mountains and come out the other side, by the way, more successful, stronger, and so on.
Listen, y'all, it has been amazing so far. And, you know, it's one thing to hear from, you know, the professionals who are providing resources and connecting you to resources. It's another thing to hear from someone who is right in the trenches with you. And of course, we're all in the trenches in our various ways. But we have a guest that's going to share just a little bit about her story and how she made strategic connections. I like to call them strategic collisions, because often what you're looking for is looking for you. And we created a forum, a convening where those two things can collide. And Sonya has been participating at Good Soul for 2 years straight.
I got to tell you who we are. We're Sage Services Group. We're located in Prince George's County, Maryland. And when Bishop Jakes came and the chairman came and spoke about Good Soil coming, I wanted to sign up. He came to our church. I wanted to sign up that day. He was like, hold on, it's coming, it's coming. And I showed up, came to the first conference. And Sage does two things. We help design, build, and launch spacecraft, and we help design, build, and launch organizations that provide technical people. And so when I came to the conference, I came with what Linda was talking about, that expectation that I've got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Networking is more about listening, watching, and learning than it is about talking, hearing what people have. Then I got involved with a program to learn about acquisition. It's like, it's one thing to build your business from scratch. It's a whole nother thing to go and buy it. And so we're in this mode right now. I've got 2 acquisitions in progress right now to help grow my company so I don't have to start from scratch. But I needed to see somebody do it. I needed to come to good soil and understand how to be a good leader, make sure our finances were there. And when I was telling people about the acquisition, they were just my friends. I'm just telling them about it. Thought it was great. I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And they asked, well, how much money do you need? Okay, Linda, I wasn't ready for the question. So my shoulders dropped and I didn't know how to say, they were ready to write checks. And I did it wasn't even an official pitch. It was a conversation with some friends. And because they have seen me overcome the challenges, Elizabeth, they've seen me come over the mountains. They watched me go from one person to 15 people to almost losing my house and my car and then bounce back from that. And now people are writing checks because they believe that if I buy a company, I can work a company.
Wow, wow, that's quite a statement. Listen, I hope we get to see you again this year. I hope, yes, I hope you're coming. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and share with everybody how your business is growing. And listen, acquiring a business is one of the fastest ways to scale. You figured that out. And we're so grateful that you were able to glean that information from what we provided to help grow your business. And Sonya, we can't wait to see you at Good Soul this year. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we have one of the greatest innovators, greatest leaders, greatest communicators on the planet that is leading this effort to help your business grow. It's just been amazing. And it is my honor and my privilege to introduce, of course, the one and the only Chairman, Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much. I don't know what I could add to what's already been said. So many brilliant and bright people, proven people who have had a great track record, have said so many things that I thought were so important for us to hear. But I think I would start with this. When we start talking about capital for our business, we start thinking about cash. I'm not sure that's where we ought to start. I think where we ought to start is with mindsets. If our mind is not set right, if we have not been saturated with people who are thinking that way, we have trouble having the faith, which affects your body language, the confidence, the ability, and even when we get the breakthrough, sometimes we don't know what to do with it because not we didn't get capital, but we didn't get the mindsets that control our assets. When runners are getting ready to run, you can see them stretching and moving their body, getting their rhythm and getting their blood flow and getting it ready because you can't start cold. You have to get it in your head, get it in your mind, get it in your body, and then take off with the rhythm. And if it's a relay race and you're going to catch the baton, don't catch the baton of somebody whose legs are moving faster than yours. So you have to have a period that you're running without the wand. And that's a very vulnerable feeling because you're expending the same amount of energy, but you have not been passed the baton yet. And there's a period there where you're going to have imposter syndrome and you're going to feel like, I'm not there yet. That's okay. That's okay. That's part of you getting the rhythm that's necessary to progress and to develop and to build your business to the level that it needs to be. These kinds of things you need to be thinking about. But most of us are so busy working that we're not thinking. The reason that we have good soil is to get your mindset straight so that you're transformed in your thinking. Because to give capital to someone who doesn't have insight and wisdom is like leaving money to a fool. We want to leave something in you. We believe that you have good seed, but it has to be in good soil in order to grow. Good seed without good soil will never produce good harvest.
Help you grow your business. That's going to be at the forum is astounding. People like Elizabeth Gore, Linda Clemons, Jada Grandy-Mock. You heard it tonight. Oprah Winfrey, Jerry Lorenzo, Janelle Stevens, our very own T.D. Jakes. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And I'm going to say this again, y'all, and y'all just like blank out his video. It's $150 off. That's the promo code 150 off. That is your promo code. So 150 OFF. Go to goodsoulforum.com. That's our gift to you tonight for joining us. Thank you so much for logging in to how to unlock funding for your small business. We're going to be talking more about that at the Good Soul Forum. We're a few weeks away. Still got a little bit of room for you. We hope to see you June 12th through the 14th right here in Dallas at the Good Soul Forum. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you to all our guests.
Thank you.
And we will see you all soon.